It's doubly the amount of stuff as compared to most of the brokerages. Hey, Jody. All right, let me post in Workplace. This is the first time we're doing this in a really long time. So people are not used to it. I am filming it, as you guys know. Oh, here's Clement. So I can't imagine we're going to get a huge crowd today, but as we get back to doing these a little bit more consistently, which I'll talk about at the start here, I would like to think that the crowds will pick up. We've got 140 people in the group, and I would imagine everyone needs a little help, including yours truly. So let me just post this really quick, and I'll get you guys going. I want to be respectful to the people, to your time. Feel free to log in here, but all right, I'm going to give it 60 seconds, and we'll get going. So I want to go through a little bit of an overview of what I want to talk about today. Since this is the first time we're doing this in a little while, I want to do a little bit of a retread. Hey, Clement, how are you, man?
I'm doing great. Thank you. How about you?
It's good to see you. I'm doing well. I'll talk a little bit about where I've been, what I've been doing, keep it as short as possible, and get to more of the nitty-gritty of what we're going to talk about today. But as some of you may or may not know, we used to do these calls twice a week. I started this organization in February of 2021, so we're approaching 4 years. Just literally came here on my own and had the dream of wanting to essentially create a community that was predicated on my vision and not the vision of a specific brokerage. I was with Keller Williams at the time. I was running a couple of their offices, and I felt very stymied in my ability to be able to build the culture that I wanted and be able to work with agents the way I wanted to. So I came here, I gave up a salary, I gave up a lot of different really awesome things and started from scratch. And within 6 months, we had about 40 people in the group. And then this is when there was 1,000 people a week passing their real estate exams in the state of Florida. Everybody wanted a piece of being a real estate agent in Florida during COVID times. So a lot was going on then. And we started doing these masterminds. I think initially we did them on Thursdays and then on Wednesdays, whatever. And we were getting 20, 30 people. And they got so big that by the time 2022 came, we added a second day. So we were doing them Tuesdays and Thursdays for anywhere from 60 to 90 minutes. And they were awesome. We had a really, really amazing community, a really great, just kind of ping-ponging, collaborative environment. There were a lot of ideas that were coming from those calls. There were a lot of questions being asked, questions being answered, problems being solved. And it was great. It was really inspiring. It was one of my favorite couple hours of the week. And somewhere along the way, it just kind of fizzled. And last year, also, somewhere along the way, my attention went elsewhere. So I initially came to EXP with the idea of building a downline, if you will, using EXP lingo as sort of my main area of focus. And for about 2 years, that's all I did. That's all I focused on. And I was meeting with 3-4 agents a day, 5 days a week, and they just sort of snowballed. And it was my main focus. And my focus has shifted over the last couple of years. I've become more involved on the transactional side. I run a fairly large team now in South Florida. And so my attention has been pulled into different directions over the years, but I never, ever stopped thinking about growing this organization. And so I've been working a lot behind the scenes, creating different systems and different models and things like that. But I did get a little frustrated with the lack of participation that we got on some of our meetings last year. I think initially we went to once a week, then we went to every other week. And me having so many other things to do, I just got kind of frustrated. Well, some point towards the end of last year, I had to also look in the mirror and realize that part of the reason why I think people were lacking in participation was maybe some of the mastermind, the open-ended format that we were doing wasn't as valuable to people as they once were. So I went back to the drawing board and I decided that instead of doing it free-flowing, which by the way, I'm also open to have any and all conversations, but I wanted to do it more structured and give you guys actual training on things that I'm doing behind the scenes. So the cool thing that I'm doing now that I didn't get to experience back then was I'm involved in production. I wasn't involved in production my first couple of years at EXP. So I'm not actively, hey Jeff, so I'm not actively out there selling homes, but I have a group of, I'm in the weeds with as far as the market and the idea of selling homes because I got a team. So now as I implement different things to help my agents, I can take those things and I can push it back onto you guys and teach you guys some of the things that I'm doing. Not to say that I've perfected any of these things. So I figured now what we can do moving forward is every week we can get together on a Friday. I like Fridays, I think, because they're a little bit more laid back. They're usually really much lighter for me, especially on the meeting side. And I can potentially, we can choose one topic and I can talk a little bit about what I'm doing to potentially learn that topic or to scale that topic or that act. And it may be something that works for your business. It may not. It may be something that works for your business today. It may be something that may work for your business tomorrow that you're going to want to implement, meaning down the road. I don't know it. But the goal is to provide you guys with some content that is a little bit more outside the box, as opposed to your cookie cutter kind of thing that you can find in any brokerage. You're working with buyers, working with sellers. All of that stuff is valuable. I definitely don't want to say that that's not valuable, but I want to provide more things that allow you guys to build systems and give you guys the opportunity to really operate in a very specific way, build a plan off of it. Now, today we're going to talk about social media. I am not a social media expert by any stretch, but part of my 2025 goal going into this year for this group and my team was to be a lot more involved in social media. So for the past maybe 3 months, I've been working on stuff and learning stuff and things like that. And I figured I have enough information to be able to put together some sort of training that's a reflection of what I'm doing. Now, I'm really big, as some of you may or may not know, I'm really big into the tech stuff. I'm really big into the AI stuff. My eternal goal in life is to figure out a way to make as much money as possible without working very hard. That's really the goal. I think somebody on one of these calls about 2 years ago, I think it was actually Alex Cruz, an agent of ours, asked me, he goes, what motivates you working so hard? And I go, what motivates me is because I'm fucking lazy as shit to say that all I'm trying to do is build systems that work for me. I've been fairly successful in doing that over the past few years. I'm continuing to do it. I'm continuing learning new technologies and leveraging them. AI has been a game changer for our industry. It's been a game changer for me. And it's something that look, you can have an opinion on AI and there's a lot of moral questions about AI. The fact of the matter is people are using it. So if we're going to be competing with other agents who are using it, you're gonna have a hard time competing and not using it, is my point, right? So you might as well just join the fray. When email came out and we're all like, no, I think there's something personal about handwriting, and there is, but nobody's going to do it eventually, or at least do it significantly less, right? Because you have email. And in ours, for us guys, as real estate agents, it's all about efficiency. All right, those of you that have known me for a while know that is something that I've always preached. It's about doing more with less. It's about creating a world that is ultimately chaotic and making it a little less chaotic for yourself. Structure and systems and building things up front, putting the work up front to make things a little bit easier for you on the back end, because this business will tug and push and pull you in many different directions, and so will life. And you got to balance the two as an agent. And that's really important. My wife and I just went through a very arduous process, purchasing a new home and going through the process of moving, which is another reason why I've been so quiet over the last couple of years. And nuts. And my initial plan was to sell our existing home and buy our new home. I couldn't give my old home away because the market just dropped here in Florida. So I kept it, and I decided, and I figured out a way to get a very specific loan that allowed me to keep it and buy my new home. But the point is that now I'm Airbnb-ing my other house, and I was essentially renovating 2 homes at the same time. There's a lot going on, but all good things. By the way, if you guys are going to do a Airbnb class, I pretty much mastered that shit too, Dad. I got it all down. I'm actually taking on clients too. And it's all out of desperation because I can't afford 2 mortgages, but it's working. Anyway, that's another conversation for another day. So we're going to be doing this predominantly every Friday, probably 10 Fridays out of every quarter. The next one we'll do is going to be in 2 weeks, only because I'm traveling next Friday to North Carolina. But I want to I think part of how we get back that old community feeling I was talking about, Jeff, is to get back to doing this more consistently. I think part of the problem is that I would kind of spur on you guys last year, like, we're going to meet this week. And so now when we can get back to some sort of consistency, I think people are going to be a little bit more inclined to come in on. But I'm really happy to see everyone here. Okay, so that's kind of a little bit of my spiel. Let's talk a little bit about something that I do not talk a lot about, but I want to mention this, and that is the agent attraction side of our brokerage. I don't talk a lot about agent attraction to you guys because I don't want anyone here to feel that they're forced to, quote unquote, recruit. So Those of you that have been with me for a while, like Jeff, Dorothy, you guys know I don't push that onto you. What I tell agents ultimately is that if it's something that you want to get involved in, hit me up and I'll help you. We've got several agents in our group, Faith, Jennifer Roundtree, Lisa Russo, Jeff and I have worked together that have voluntarily asked me for some help. I have systems built in. I can always help you with you guys, but we do that offline. I don't ever want to do that in a public forum because I don't want these public meetings to be about anything other than helping you guys sell more real estate and build your business. But having said that, agent attraction is still a great opportunity. Now, I'm going somewhere with this, so bear with me. Right? Look, I'm not where I thought I would be 3.5, 4 years into my EXP career with respect to the money I'm making on agent attraction. That's because the last 2 years I haven't been involved on agent attraction full time. I mean, a couple hours a week on agent attraction. But I'll be very honest with you guys. I made $45,000 in agent attraction. Now, 45 grand doesn't sound like a lot of money if it's your only income. 45 grand in my life was ancillary. It was extra. It's not bad, right? I've got other sources of income between my team. I'm doing some coaching as well, which we can talk about towards the end. I just bought a new home, as I just mentioned to you guys. I'm being very real with you right now. I just bought a new home. My monthly mortgage is $3,800. Right? So somebody does the math real quick. $3,800 times 12, it's about $46,000. So my mortgage, my insurance and property taxes is effectively paid for by agent attraction. My 45 grand was last year. I expect it to be higher this year. It's steadily going up. So part of why I'm bringing this up to you guys is that you can use these meetings to help you build relationships with agents if you want to get involved with agent attraction. As I mentioned in some of my texts and some of my messages on Workplace, they are open to the public. And they're really, really great to show people some value up front, which is how you attract people to begin with. It's not about selling them. It's about showing them you give a shit, right? We lead with empathy. And you can invite them to any of these trainings. And then if you want to have a subsequent conversation with them about if they're interested in having a conversation about EXP and maybe coming and working with our group, I'd be happy to be involved in those conversations. That's how it works. I'm going to be recording these. I'm going to be posting them on social media. So I'm launching my social media campaign that I'm going to talk to you guys about in a couple of seconds. And this is really, really powerful. On my team, we do a quarterly boot camp, 4 weeks working with buyers, 4 weeks working with sellers. Well, a few days ago, we're launching our Q1 boot camp next Wednesday. A few days ago, I created a Facebook ad that I'm going to be paying $150 over the next week that's going to advertise that boot camp in all of the areas that my team covers, which is mainly South Florida and Southwest Florida. And it's simple. It's an ad, our boot camp. You click, you fill out a form, and that registers you for the boot camp, right? I'm just capturing, I'm lead generating. All right, I've got 8 people in the last 48 hours that have registered. All right, so these are some of the things that you guys can do, not for agent attraction, but you can literally take these same principles and push them on to attract buyers and sellers. So that's a little bit about what we're going to talk. But if you guys have somebody out there, a friend, somebody that you've networked with, it doesn't matter. They don't have to live in Florida. Anywhere in the country, anywhere in Canada, anyone that you meet online, invite them to the training. It's here. There's a registration form that I send out. There's no registration form for you guys, obviously. For you guys to just click. But for outside agents, we want to capture their information. And the only thing that I am ever going to do with that information is to send them information about more trainings like these. That's it. I won't span them beyond that. And if you tell me you don't want me to get in touch with them at all, that's fine too. It's your relationship. I'm certainly not going to get in the way of that. Okay? Everybody cool with that? All right. Last thing I'll talk about, we're going to cover a lot of different topics over the next few weeks. I don't have anything set in stone. All right, we're going to see what's what these 3 months in Q1. Eventually, what I want is maybe 6 to 8, maybe 10 topics that we just run on rotation. With obviously, if something new comes in, we'll throw it in. I'm going to send you guys an email. I think I already did send in my original email, like some of the topics that I'm thinking, but I'll let you know what we're going to cover in 2 weeks. Hopefully, you guys enjoy today's session, and we'll go from there. All right. All right. More things and we'll kind of dive. Trainings, guys, are designed for you to ultimately take action after the fact, right? And that's really, really important. You can sit here and you can listen to me go on and on and on about whatever it is that we're covering that day, but most agents are guilty, significantly guilty, of not taking action. And that's generally where people's businesses go to die. you know? So I think you have to take action, or even should take action on everything that we cover, because not everything is going to fit for your model in terms of what you want to do. So today we'll cover social media. I think social media is important. It's not essential. There's other ways of growing your business without utilizing social media. But having said that, I think social media adds a lot of advantages, or has a lot of advantages. All right. It's up to you to take action. I help you. I take it to my team. I've built you a gym. Now it's up to you to go in there and do the work and to utilize the equipment. And that's kind of the same analogy that I'll use for you guys, except not a gym, because it's a little bit more, it's just more of like an aerobic studio. I'm not giving as much shit. All right. But that's really important. All right. Most people just lack action. The reason why I wanted to go over social media is because, in my opinion, organic leads are more important in our industry than ever before. Okay. Internet leads, right? My team generates 120 internet leads a month with the tech that we're using. There's other ways of generating leads, Facebook ads, property boosts on KV Core is a really good place for that. But internet leads, guys, need to be one of several things that everyone here is doing to generate business for themselves. It cannot be the end all be all. So generally speaking, you want different, what we would call lead gen avenues. On my team, we call them like the legs of your business. So think of your business as sort of like a bar stool, right? And the legs are your lead generation avenues, the seat up. You need 3. You got to figure out, what are my 3 legs of my business? What are you guys doing actively? What are the 3 things that you guys are doing actively that we can systemize and scale, that help create funnels that bring people into your database, that allows you after the fact to do your thing, which is sell and nurture. All right. Social media could be one of those things. Again, I think social media is really, really popular because organic leads are really important. Right. So with internet leads, it's higher volume, smaller conversion rate. With organic leads, it's significantly lower volume, but significantly higher conversion rate. There's other forms of lead gen, we talked about in the past, like being active, doing open houses on weekends. They're a little bit more hit or miss, but I think if you're a newer agent like Andrea, for you, they can kill a lot of birds, because it gives you not only the opportunity to meet people that are not represented that you could potentially retain as clients, but it gives you the practice of showing homes, having conversations, understanding what that process is. It just builds up confidence. I actually recommend it for anyone, right? Especially now, right? This is busy season in Florida, especially if you're coastal, right? There's a lot more activity, especially with open houses, right? Cool. You guys ready to dive in? This is. I'm not doing a PowerPoint presentation. I have a bullet point kind of top. I'm gonna go point to point. We're just gonna have it. We're gonna have a conversation. I don't do PowerPoints. They're boring. I just want to talk to you guys. I have kind of a pointed agenda, and we'll go through piece by piece. All right. So what I ultimately want to do, guys, is I want to help you create a 90-day social media campaign. I want to show you how to utilize AI to initially put the plan together, and then we'll show you a couple of different ways of utilizing technology and AI of actually setting up actually posting, right? So there's a couple of things that are at play here. Okay. I want to try to maybe take the fear out of the mix. And that includes myself, who's not active on social media, to my detriment. I know for a fact. I've never gotten into the habit of being active in social media because I don't use it in my personal life. I mean, I'm on it in terms of posting. Right. So I'm trying to break that habit. So I'm right there with most of you of learning this as I go. So again, I'll say it again. I am not an expert, but I feel like I've learned a lot over the last few months, and enough to be able to actually talk to you guys. Not necessarily like, here's how you do it, but more like, here's what I've learned. That's my, all right. So social media, right? So that's what essentially I'm going to show you. The point here is to help you guys get the fear out, but also to save you guys some time. So part of it, and the other part that people don't do it, and this also holds true for me, is because they feel like every day, in order to be successful in posting, in order to get traction out of social media, you have to post very consistently. I would tell you once a day at a minimum. And depending on what you're posting, that can be a very arduous process in terms of time. So that's the other part of it. It's leveraging technology to help you create content so that you don't have to rack your brain and utilize the time to come up with content, combined with the physical act of actually helping you post that also saves you time. I know that wasn't very articulate, but that's kind of where I'm at a late night. Jeff had a late night. 2 kids under the age of 4. Okay, so step one, guys, we need to come up with a plan. So the best way to formulate it, as I found, is to come up with topics. When we used to talk about newsletters, I don't know, Jeff, if you remember this, I would tell you guys that everyone should have a newsletter like once a month. They send to their like email base. And the best way to do it is just have like 7 or 8 topics, and then you write 3 or 4 topics every single month, and you just rotate it. You have to come up with content. At least the topic itself is there, like listing of the month. That's a topic, right? So I don't have to come up with it. I can just know I can go straight into trying to find a good listing that I can say, whatever the best new restaurant of the week, like whatever. I have the topic so it keeps you in place. Listen, with Chat, which I'm going to show you in a couple of seconds, and AI in general, all that goes out the window. You really leverage to help you plan. So what you want to do is you want to come up with 7 topics. You're posting each individual topic once a day for 90 days. That's the campaign in a nutshell. So we do that with ChatGPT. Here it is. A couple of versions of ChatGPT, guys. I have the paid version. If you use it as often as I do, and you can see I use it a lot, the paid version is more than worth it. It's $20 a month, right? Just FYI. And I'll show you why the paid version is a little better. With anything, if you guys are asking ChatGPT for anything, you guys have to give it a very comprehensive, what we call prompt. All right. Now, a lot of people are used to going in here. I can go in here and I can go, get a social media plan, and I'm sure it will get me something, but I want to be very specific with respects to not only what I'm looking for, but also what the goal is. I've seen people put prompts, like huge paragraphs, the information you give it, the better, right? You can not only give it information in terms of, or ask it to give you a plan, but you can also control the tone of the content. So if I'm working on, let's say I want to shoot a funny video, for example, for my social media post, and I'm utilizing ChatGPT to help me with content. And I say, I want the video funny. And I can literally tell it. I can be very generic with it. I can go, hey, give it to me in a humorous tone. I can literally say, give it to me as if you are Kevin Hart saying it. Try it. It's freaky as shit. Or give it to me like some sort of, professional tone. I've never tried give it to me like Trump would say it, but that's going to be my next thing. That'd be hilarious. All right. So here we go. I'm going to give you guys a very simple prompt in this case. Exactly. And here's what we can do. So you want to always assign a role for it, as I find. Okay. So you let know who you are and what you're looking to do, and then assign it as a role. So you can go, I'm a real estate agent. What's the goal? Looking to generate more leads. I'll come back and spell it correctly. Generate more leads through my social media accounts. Simple. Act as my social media business coach and help me create a 90-day campaign where I post 1 time per day, rotating 7 topics. And then I'll say, create the topics first. That would be the easiest way of doing this. So, because we want to make sure that we're comfortable with the topics before we start coming up with the actual content. Okay, so here's topics. You go through them. You figure out if you're comfortable with it or not. You can always shift it. Does anybody want to shift one just for exercise sake and replace it with something else?
I like the last one. What I've different podcasts and stuff. My understanding is questions and polls are very, and that you actually do get response from that. Yeah. More than, talking about standard topics.
Yeah. So for example, you guys, let's say you don't want to do behind the scenes. So I'll go rewrite this, but replace number 4 with tips for selling home. I don't know. I'm just spitballing. All right, cool. So it's here and it'll give it to me. Cool. So now we have our topic solidified. Great. Create a social media ad campaign. Again, be specific. So I like to use the word it seems to respond really well to the word comprehensive. Comprehensive, leave the spelling of that. By the way, it knows the words. Create a comprehensive social media ad campaign over 90 days, posting one topic per day. Let's give it a minute. Oh man, it gives repeats it every week for 90 days. It's going to give me 90 days. Okay, so while doing that, let's go look at some of these. Day one, market insights, post idea. Five key trends in the housing market this month. Include a brief analysis and a call to action. Easy. Day two, home tips. Day three, success stories, client spotlight, from house hunt to dream home. Share a brief story of how you help the client. This could be a video. So that's up to you to figure it out. All right, it didn't spit out 90 days, but that's okay. That would take long. So here's what you can do. You can drill down on this. So for example, let's say I want to take day three success stories first, and I want to create a video script for the post, put it in quotes, the whole thing, make it in the tone of, let's say, Kevin Hart, just for shits and giggles. Forget about like location. I mean, you can sit in the car, but you can literally stick a camera, take a phone, stick a camera. Now I can play around with this, but I already have the structure of what I can say. Obviously, you're not going to talk like Kevin Hart on camera. You look like a crazy person, but I'm just making a point. Create a 90-day campaign for me with a post with, I don't know why I didn't do that the first time, with one post each day. By the way, as you add information to each, when you start up here asking it to do stuff, it starts learning. All right, so you just kind of layer on top of it, and it's going to give you the information within the context of everything that's gone on already. So hopefully what I just did is going to work. Let's see if it works. Just give it a sec. I'll show it to you guys. So it worked. I didn't tell it to give me one post a day or to rotate the topics. It already knows that because it knows that's the goal. All I did was just say create a day, 90 day for me with one post a day. I didn't tell it to rotate topics, but it did that. So just keep that in mind. All right, so this is pretty simple. You can play around with this, and by the time you're done, it shouldn't take you more than a half an hour. You can literally have a 90-day, day-by-day campaign with content that you can drill down on. And then eventually what I would do is kind of copy. What I've been doing is copying it, putting it somewhere on some sort of Word doc, have it somewhere. Google Drive, guys, use it. Have a folder that's social media campaign, Q1, 2025. Throw it in there. All right. Then what you can do is in the second quarter or before the second quarter, you can take those 7 topics, interchange them a little bit and say, I want to continue with this campaign, literally in the same exact field here. And you can go, but I want to replace these 3 topics with these topics. And they'll give you completely new content for the following quarter. I like planning things quarterly. Any questions on this for now? Super easy. Okay, so let me show you some tools I've been playing around with that help. So just hypothetically, create content for a post that is can't type today, a funny meme between a potential buyer and their agent. Whatever it spits out is not worried about content today. I'm worried about how to get it. Okay, so really corny, but purposes of this. How many have ever created your own? No, it's not a thing amongst adults. This is called supermeme.ai. Check this out. Here's the text here. I generate. Here are my memes. Okay.
This is fantastic.
Thank you, sir. I hit download. I save it somewhere. Recycle your memes, guys, and I post. I don't do any more shit. Super meme. This is free. I mean, at least what I have is free. I don't pay for this.
Is it just like supermeme.com? Is that all it
Yeah,
is?
supermeme.ai.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe
is hilarious.
notes. How good is it? Easy. All right. So as part of your campaign, doing memes once a week with some funny shit, that easily could be like one of the things. Could be, because again, a topic can be either a topic, but it could also be a type of post. All right. So one of your topics can be a funny meme, and every Thursday it's a funny meme post. That's it. Copy and paste. Okay. Next, a couple more things rather. Oh, I didn't mean to stop sharing. You go back to ChatGPT. You go back to my little bullet point. All right, check this out. Videos. People hate posting videos. People don't necessarily like putting themselves out there. I get it. You're preaching to the choir. This is just a business that requires it, and it requires it now more than ever. Maybe you can get away with it 5-10 years ago, but now you just have to put yourself out there. I'm right there with you guys trying to break out of that comfort zone. So what my plan, for example, and you guys can have a different plan. Well, the other reason why people don't post is because editing videos is a massive pain in the ass, beyond a pain in the ass, as we know. All right. My plan for our brand new HiveXcel YouTube page that's got 3 videos on it for now is to post videos, excerpts, things from other things that I'm doing on there and really build that up. All right, so in the future, when I want to scale recruiting, for example, I can run Facebook ads and I can link those ads to our YouTube page. People go on there and they see shorts and videos of all the great stuff that we're doing. And, again, like people up front. All right. Editing video is a huge pain in the ass. I want to show you guys a piece of software that I use or learning that would save you guys all a lot of trouble. It's called CapCut Pro. Anybody heard of it? Really big amongst the kids. All right, let me open it and I'll show it to you guys. I'm going to show you something really cool specific to it. 1 sec. No, I had it open. No, I don't. All right, let me stop share and then let me show you guys this thing. Here it is. It comes as an app on your phone or you can have it as your desktop. Now, I am by no means an expert in video editing, which is why I have a piece of software like this. Now, I do pay for this version. I believe it's $9.99 a month. All right. And here's why. As a test run, knowing that I was going to be doing with you guys today, I haven't done anything. I literally took my phone yesterday and I recorded myself during my Brighton team meeting. Literally just stuck my phone. So I don't care. Like, I'm not posting that. I did it for the sake of this demonstration. All right. Can you guys still see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Because it just went like totally full screen on me. Hold on 1 second. Okay. So I recorded my phone, I airdropped it to my computer. Here, I'm going to import it right now. It's 34 minutes because I stopped recording after half an hour. Okay, so the idea is, it's really simple, you guys. I want to take a 34-minute video and I want to cut it into shorts. Okay, people are not going to sit down and watch a 34-minute video of me speaking. Maybe you, but not a video, not on social, right? So everybody's got the attention span of a peanut now, including myself. So what works are 60 to 90-second shorts. Now, for me to do this the conventional way, I need to go in here and I need to watch this fucking thing over and over and over and cut it up in 60 or 90-second shorts. I am not doing that, and neither are you. Take the video, I drag it down here. Yeah, whatever, I right-click, check this out, split scenes. Now it's gonna cut it up for me. All right, now this is gonna take a while, so we're gonna let it hang out in the background. And I'm gonna show you guys something else in the meantime, and then we'll come back to it. Let's go back to ChatGPT. I'm going to show you guys 2 more things. Well, I'll show you the split thing, and then I'll take and stuff like that. Now, what I love about the paid version of Chat, this is 4.0, it has with it something called GPTs. All right, these are other attachments that you can utilize through ChatGPT. There's a lot of them here. One in particular that is very popular, it's called Canva. And now, as you can see up here, I'm in the Canva chat. Let's go back to our plan.
Does this, when you do the Canva, does it automatically connect to our Canva through EXP?
Yes. Yeah, if you're to it, it will connect directly to it. Yeah, but I haven't played around too much with that version. That version is a little limiting.
Which one are you talking about?
It seems like
EXP?
The one that EXP gives us. Yeah, it's a little, but it'll do the job, I think, for what we're looking for. I don't know. Take the first. I'm going to copy this. This is day 1. I'm going to go back here and I'm going to say, create a social media post with the following, I'm going to say verbiage. I don't know. Let me see if it still does what it used to do. Because I noticed they changed this Canva GPT. Okay. So what it's before, I don't know why they changed this. I'm going to get back to you guys. I'm going to try to see if I'm doing something wrong. But before, they would spit out templates with your content, right? But what they're doing now is they're just kind of suggesting templates. Still easy enough, right? I can grab a template. Well, that's because I can click on any one of these templates. Here, it opens it up in Canva. Now I don't have to look for a template, and I can just copy and paste. What I would suggest for you guys to do is not to post from here. You want to download all your stuff, and I'll show you why in a second. After you've created something, I can create a million things in Canva. There are people doing ebooks in here. Don't know if they changed it, but you would be able to go into ChatGPT, into the Canva GPT, come up with, let's say, a 5-page booklet for, let's say fires and tips on buying homes. And you'd be able to literally just combine it into Canva GPT, and have the system spit out the booklet, template it with your content. But now it's just giving you templates. So I'll get back to you guys and see if they made some sort of change or if I'm doing something wrong. But there are people online that are like, you can go to like any, look at like people selling templates, different things. That's all through here. That's what they're doing. They're utilizing AI and they're combining it with Canva, which is a phenomenal resource. And I think not too many people know that you can help leverage a lot of the arduous process of putting together marketing materials in Canva with ChatGPT. Everything's connected. I can do a PowerPoint presentation through here, which I've done in the past. By connecting, look, I can go into GPT, type in presentation, I'll pick the first one, start chat, and I can go create a slide deck that I can present to first-time home buyers. I'm going to give you the content first, and then if you connect it to this account, it will literally give you the actual, put it on slides for you, which I've done in the past. So there are a lot of really great GPTs out there, and they're always adding stuff. I would recommend that if you guys are interested in getting more involved in utilizing AI, that you can do some research on different GPTs, including Canva. Questions, thoughts? My CapCut Pro is still cutting up my tape, so I need to, like, 2 minutes. Last thing, I'm going to show you another thing. Here's a good way to film. I discovered this a couple of days ago. I have not explored it. Jeff, did you have a question? I'm sorry.
No, I did not. I'm sorry.
Okay. So somebody turned me on to this. This is called Blaze AI. This is a social media posting complete, like all-in-one platform. It will basically do everything that I'm telling you guys to do. It will do everything for you that we're talking about today. It'll come up with the content. It will literally come up with the frameworks of the post, and it will post it for you. I've not used this yet. I watched the video on it yesterday. Somebody turned me on to it on Wednesday. So I watched the video on this yesterday. I am going to sign up for it and see what the deal is. It's not expensive. $26 a month. 30 posts. So that's a post a day. That's taken care of for you. You don't have to do anything. You give it kind of a framework of what you're looking to do, and it does it for you. You guys don't want to spend money, that's fine. Do it the conventional way. But I'm going to do a little bit more research on this, and when we get back together, or maybe I'll do some videos for you guys about its merits. But they literally, from soup to nuts, it creates the content, it posts the content. You don't have to do anything. You set it up front, and they just does it for you. And from what I understand, it actually does the posting. You connect all your accounts to it, and it will post for you. It's super cool. Now, there's another thing that I recently played around with, got what it's called. I will get it back. I will get the name. It's an AI tool. So essentially, this is how it works. You can shoot a video. You can shoot a couple of videos. And you can upload those videos into the software. And you can post them. And then if you want to do another video, if you don't feel like shooting it, AI will create the content for you. You can upload that new content in an existing video that is already uploaded onto that site, and it will essentially maneuver it where an old video is now, it's going to make it look like you're saying the words of the new content you just created. That nuts? So it will manipulate your mouth in an existing video to say the new stuff. Now it becomes a new video with new content, right? I had the name, I forgot the name. I will get you guys that name. So if you don't feel like posting videos. But here's what I would do if I were you guys. First of all, is anyone here doing virtual buyer consultations? Okay. How are you doing buyer consultations? I have some experienced agents here. How are you guys doing your buyer consultations?
I usually do them in person or over the phone.
Okay. That works too. I would recommend doing them virtually. What I've been teaching people on my team, now it's a little bit of a different format because we're getting a lot of internet leads coming in, so it's speed to lead kind of thing versus like solo agents who are a little bit more on the organic side. But to me, it's right now with NAR and the new things that we have to do now as a prerequisite to showing homes. This is the way it looks. Ideally, it's a 15-minute intro phone call that bleeds into a virtual one-on-one that's a little bit longer. All right, and that's where we're getting the BBA signed on that virtual one-on-one. All right, I recommend you guys do this for a multitude of reasons. I think it's just going to help you with your business. People seeing your faces is a lot more powerful. There's power in it. So getting someone from the phone to some sort of face-to-face is really, really crucial. And the cool thing with tech now that we don't have to meet people for coffee. We can just do it virtually. It makes it easy for us, but also makes it easy for them, right? And if it's easier for them, that means it's more likely they will say yes, okay? Record that call. say to them, get permission, just like this, and say to them, I will only use me speaking. Nobody will ever see you on any of my content, right? So if you're talking to someone, a potential buyer, right, and they go, well, Jeff, what's the market? And you go on this like incredible 2 minute of all the buyers are dealing with. Well, that's content. That's something that you could probably put out there, because you can take that and now you can, in a way in which instead of speaking to a specific person, now you're speaking to an audience. Super easy. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. You guys are already out there, right? So all you have to do really is just record some of the things that you're already doing, and you can turn that into content as a huge time saver. And then you can use a place like CapCut Pro. It didn't do a very good job of chopping up my stuff, but I'll show it to you. It chopped it up only into 2. I can probably tell it to chop it up into specific timeframes. It only gave me 2 pairs word cuts. Don't know why it's not allowing me to separate it, but here it allows me to separate it. But the idea here is, I'm sure there's something I forgot to do, but I can tell it to cut it up in 60 seconds or 90 seconds, depending on if it makes sense. And I can really separate them like this, save them as individual files, right? So I can record our training like this for an hour. Let's say cut up 5 or 6 videos of me saying really awesome prophetic shit that everyone needs to hear, of course. And now I have 6 or 7 posts ready to go for the next couple of weeks. They're just there. I begged them. Same thing for you guys. Okay. You guys do those virtual. Yeah, you have something to say? You gonna challenge me? Yeah, let's do it.
Challenge. I'm an old guy. Okay, and so I've 2 posts on Instagram. Yeah, new listing. Did it go anywhere? I have no idea. How does this work? So I post. You make this great video, or I do a meme or whatever, and I post it. Is there behind the scenes that makes it go places? Because I know what you were saying, like with the Canva, post directly from Canva. I didn't know how to do that anyway, because I clicked on it and it asked me questions. I'm like, I don't know what the answers are to this. And so I went back, just downloaded it, and then put it onto Instagram. My daughter loved it. I got, it's all cool. But anybody outside of my family who actually wants to buy a home in Sarasota, did anybody see it? How do I know that? What happens after that?
It's a great question. So ultimately with social media, every post is going to have a very specific goal that you want. Some people out there, Jeff, are just putting themselves out there, and they're doing it consistently with the idea that at some point somebody will come back to them. Right? So again, the idea of organic leads, in essence, is there aren't a lot of things tied to it. It's just about putting yourself out there, making yourself know, building your brand by putting yourself out there with hopes that if you do it consistently enough, that at some point somebody will put in the comment, hey, Jeff, love your videos. I'm actually looking to buy a home. Can we connect? Okay, that's one strategy. Another strategy is doing ads, turning videos into ads and things like that. So here, I'll show you. I wasn't going to show you this to you guys, but Jeff brought it up, and I will show it to you. Not for any other reason other than just time. Not to bombard you with a million things. I'm running a agent attraction campaign for my team. Again, the idea is to create online ads that captures existing agents into a webinar. The webinar is something that we do live. It's my friend Monique, who's our mentor. Lindsay knows her.
He's the best.
We do a 4-week buyer and 4-week seller bootcamp. So I had the idea the other day, just literally hit me in the face a week ago, because I've been doing a lot of my recruiting for my team on Indeed. Indeed is just work because I'm just getting a lot of really low quality candidates, people that are not even in the business yet, and so like in my brain try to figure out how to get like a higher quality who's got a little bit of experience. I've tried Facebook ads before. It's worked. It just hasn't gotten me the amount of volume that I wanted in the past. So but before I run ads and I would go, Brighton team looking for agents, click here if you want to interview with us. That doesn't work, you guys. All right. Sales is all about giving people value up front to bring them into what I call into momentum, right? Especially real agents. Okay? We're all finicky and our time is valuable and we all operate like our shit doesn't stink. So anyone that's trying to get in touch with us is not good enough for our time. Right, so I figured we do this incredible boot camp. Hopefully these trainings are decent. And I'm going to do the same thing with these trainings. But we do these incredible boot camps. Monique's phenomenal. So let me create an ad where I'm literally just inviting any agent that wants to join into the bootcamp, right? Now, this is a little different, Jeff, because this is information I have to capture, okay? So you have to, in that case, so this is different than just putting content out there, right? If the goal is to actually capture people's information, if the goal is to put content out there or an ad and tie it to some sort of call to action, right? So let's say you want to do a 30-day social, you go to ChatGPT and you do a 30-day first-time home buyer social media campaign where each post is related to social, to first time. So you're speaking to a direct market, right? And when you're zooming in a little bit in this situation, you definitely want to try to capture leads up front in a little bit more of a quicker time frame, right? In this case, I would probably have some sort of call to action tied into it, right? For you guys that want to end up doing that, some sort of click here for a quick 15-minute consultation, right? So what's next? That's your question. If you end up doing that, what's next? Well, that needs to get connected to some sort of CRM. Now, I'm a KV Core, but KV Core with time, in my opinion, has become very limited. I use a CRM called Go High Level, which I've talked about in the past for you guys. So what I've done with these, just using the ads as an example, I was going to show you Go High Level anyway. And this is also the platform that I use to communicate with you guys. So that's why you see like a weird number of me. This is all in here. All right, so let me go to Brighton Coastal, which is the agency, the sub-agency of my team as opposed to Hive. Okay. So with Facebook, I created the ad. Here it is. I've created a call to action, sign up, right? So I'm running a webinar, I'm running a training. Here's the call to action, sign up. And what happens is when people click on that, it opens up a little bit of it's easy web form, name, phone number, email address. That's it. That web form in this case is created through Facebook. Okay. Now I can cut web form with Go High Level, which I've done, right? Because you connect together. So there's an integration. It's super easy. I'm not going to show it to you. You go into settings, you go into integration, you go connect to your Facebook account. You're done. Right. So now I can create a campaign. Here it is. Got 7 people already enrolled. I had 8 people, but I guess maybe an email got bounced. Oops. This is a really simple automation. You can get very complicated with them, but this is simple. The trigger is Facebook lead form submitted. It's easy. If it works today, it'd be great. I'm in a community and it's like the internet that they give you for free until like the big boys can, and it's slow as shit. But any case, if and when this, you'll see that I was able to select the specific form. Here it is, Brighton Teen Bootcamp registration, which is what I titled it, that is connected to Facebook. So now when people are clicking on my ad in Facebook, they fill out their information and they go through this campaign. What your campaigns look like ultimately is up to you. You can use ChatGPT for that. Here, just quickly. I'm a real estate agent who's running a first-time home buyer campaign, social media campaign. I want to create it's called a action plan, and you can be specific in Go High Level. In my case, that intakes and nurtures, got my spellings right, those leads, reaching out, be specific, once per week for, let's say, 6 months. No, not nurses, or rather nurses sometimes. All right. And you can get even more specific via text and email. Create that campaign for me. I don't have to rack my brain about what my drip campaign is going to look like. And then create the content. Okay. Now I'm just pasting, and I do this once. Now I have a 6-month campaign where I'm reaching out once a week, nurturing those people coming in on the inside. And look, again, I would look at this. I would figure out what the strategy is. I would probably add a lot more information into my prompt, depending on what my goal is and what I'm looking to do. You probably want more call to action items. But here's my campaign. It's really simple. It's not even a campaign. All I'm doing is running an ad. People are registering, and I'm just confirming their attendance. That's it. But I tag them. My contact tag is webinar registered. So what happens is we're going to run this bootcamp for 4 weeks. That's buyers. And then in a couple of weeks, we're going to run a 4-week listings bootcamp. And I'm just going to literally take everyone that's tagged. In this case, it's webinar registered. And I'm going to send them an invite for my listings bootcamp. Eventually, if they attend and we have enough interaction, I'm going to get to know them with hopes that at some point they're going to go, hey, Daniel, your team seems really great. Can I interview with you about maybe joining? That's it. It's the same thing with you guys with buyers and sellers. It's an interview. We're trying to get into an interview process. There's different ways of doing it. If you guys want, there's a guy named Joe Viero or Vero, Vairo. He's an EXP agent. I met with him a couple of weeks ago. Super nice guy. He's a former D1 football player who became a real estate agent. Just finished. He's in the Fort Lauderdale, Miami area. He was struggling. He just wrapped up his, I don't know, he's been in the business. He hasn't been in the business that long, I think 3 years. And he finished 2024, which, by the way, was the most challenging real estate market on record since 1995. He did 15 million in business. And I asked him, because I was talking to him about maybe coming on to the team. I go, how did you do it? He goes, I just did it by posting videos. He goes, I've been paid $1 for leads. The only money I've paid is for whatever I pay to do the videos, which is pennies compared to what he ultimately put in his pocket. All right, check what he does. Check him out on Instagram. Right, it's really simple. He just does it a lot. He's not just a regular guy. Really nice guy. He's just a regular guy who just decided, I'm just going to put myself out there and I'm just going to do videos. And some of them are going to be informative and some of them are going to be quirky and some of them people are not going to give a shit about. But the fact of the matter is, I'm going to be there every time. I'll be there consistently. And eventually the algorithm will find me. And he told me straight up, I don't know if he's lying. There's no reason for him to lie. That all of his business came from social media. YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, doing these videos. I believe him because that's the world we live in. Last thing I'm going to show you, and I did have on this. Jeff, does that help a little bit? Web forms.
Yes,
you can tell, I don't know much about KV Core and connecting it to your Facebook. I believe you can. I just don't know how it functions. I don't know if there's a direct API connection. I don't know if you can use like a Zapier, but you can use properties directly through KV Core. If any of you guys have never done that before, you can do something called a property boost, and that will run ads for you. But they run very specific ads. They run more like, this home is available in Fort Myers. Click here if you want more information. It's not content based. You're not manipulating that case. You want to get a little bit more granular with it and build something that's specific and that's representative of your personal brand that you want to put out there. Then you might need something third party like this that I've been using for a little bit of a year now. And the last thing I'll show you that I love about this, again, going back to the whole theme of this, time saving marketing. Here's a social media planner. All right, so here's the strategy. I've got my 90-day campaign. I know I can create a meme really quickly. I can create videos. I've banked a few videos, so on and so forth. I'm sitting in an open house. It's Sunday. You got right? We're doing an open house. We're doing a 3-hour open house. Do we get any downtime in our open houses? Yeah, the majority of it is downtime. All right, so let's use that downtime to our advantage. I can pre-post all my posts that I want for that week. It'll take me a good half an hour using something like this. I can literally go post, select an account. I only have Facebook for now connected to this, but you can literally connect all your shit, select all of it, right? Let's say I have a image through Canva that's a feed, and upload that in here, create image or upload from Image Media. Let me just do anything. I'm not going to post it, but copy, upload. No. All right. Yeah. Select. Oh, insert. All right. So come on the script, just any picture. I'll post. The reason I want to show you this, guys, is I can do save for later, and then I can go back and schedule it. I don't know why it's not letting me at this moment. But there's literally a calendar. Oh, here it is. Okay. Yeah. So instead of clicking, click this little key here on the right. I can schedule it. So so I'm sitting in my open house on Sunday. Let's say it's Sunday afternoon, and I'm scheduling my post Monday to Sunday. So this could be my Monday post. Don't care about the time, whatever. I schedule, I'm done. I'll do the next one. Spend a half an hour doing this, if that. And now I've got a week-long post finished. There are other social media posting planners if you don't want to go high level. This is not a go high level training, or I'm not trying to sell you go high level. I'm just saying this is what I use. It's got this functionality. It's really simple. Or just put a little reminder for yourself in your calendar, first thing in the morning, post on social. It's already there for you. Like, you've already done the work, already created the templates and the content and the videos and the memes and all the stuff that, we kind of went through and posted if you don't want to pre-post. But I like everything in advance like this. All my meals are planned. The shit that for me, that takes up the most amount of time is thinking about things. I don't want to think about anything. I want to do my thinking on the weekends. Again, like you, I'm not using my weekends showing homes. So I'm more planning, use my weekends planning. I want to plan my whole week so that my whole week, Monday to Friday, can be just about action. Daily. My posts, what I'm eating, like literally today, who am I meeting with? Like, I just want to get out, I want to go, and I don't have to think about it. I don't want to have to, like, 11:30 comes around and think of, what am I going to eat for lunch today? And then 45 minutes later, I still don't know. Like, there's nothing that drives me, but that's just me. That's the way I am with stuff like that. I can get deep down a rabbit hole with things like that. We pre-plan everything. Okay. Last couple of things I'll do. We'll meet again in 2 weeks. The training I do want to do in 2 weeks, I haven't going to tell you about it right now. We went a little over, but I do have 90 minutes blocked. We won't always do 90 minutes, just FYI. I will always block 90 minutes because I always want to make sure there's enough time in case you guys have questions. Sometimes I'll have more content than other times, and we'll be here an hour, maybe even 45 minutes. The goal is just to get back into the swing of things and just get together consistently. Next week, 2 weeks, I'm going to do something called Real Estate Fundamentals. All right. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of an overview on the real estate market. And why that is because I want you guys to start looking at market cycles and market trends and understanding that we are going to operate differently in different times. One of the big mistakes that a lot of agents make and are making right now, for example, is they're trying to do what worked for them 3 years ago in today's market. And that is not always going to be a successful proposition. So what I want to talk about and go through is understanding market cycles, what they are and how to recognize them, and how to operate properly within each cycle, how to pivot your business when you see certain trends and you see certain cycles. All right, we'll do that in 2 weeks. I'm traveling to North Carolina next Friday to see some family. So we'll come back in 2 weeks. And then the last thing I'll tell you guys, let me do a little shameless promotion. I have about 4 slots open for coaching. I coached about 12 agents last year. And I've got about 4 slots that are open now if anyone's interested. All right. I can send you a breakdown. Here's what it looks like. It's a 90-day commitment. 30 days, guys, is not going to work. I'll tell you right now. So it's a 90-day commitment. I coach a few agents outside of Hive Excel and outside of EXP that are paying $7.99 a month. Okay. If you're a part of Hive, which I believe everyone here is, it's $3.99. I charge $3.99 a month. All right. It's enough for me. It's my snacks weekly budget. So I get that out of the way. I'm not getting rich on coaching. And because you guys are part of the crew, I obviously stand to make money on the rev share side. So $3.99 a month. It's a 90-day commitment. I meet with you one-on-one once a week for the first 30 days, 30 to 4 to 6 weeks, depending on kind of where we're at. And then every other week for the rest of the time. In addition to that, I'm going to be doing weekly masterminds. So group coaching, think of them as group coaching, small groups, exclusive to just the people that are in my coaching stuff. I never do more than like 7 or 8 people at once. I just have the time. And we do those once a week, and that is exclusive. That's weekly on Wednesdays. I'm going to move them to Wednesdays, and that's just exclusive to that group. And then the separate workplace community chat where you guys have access to me. By the way, the masterminds are not just me. I'm going to get Kim. I spoke with Kim Kingrey. Anybody doesn't know who Kim is my sponsor in the company, and a good friend of mine. Kim sells about 40 homes a year in North Carolina. Been in the business 30 years. She's a former franchise owner of Remax. She owned like 3 Remaxes before she came to EXP. She too participates in those smaller groups. So we'll be on our next training, by the way, 2 weeks from now. She wanted to be on today, but she had a closing this morning. But she's going to be also part of the smaller group as well. So if anyone's interested, hit me up. You don't have to commit when you hit me up. If you want to just do a one-on-one and do kind of like a 30-minute consultation to see if it's even right for you and go through it. What I do on coaching is simple, guys. Coaching is different than training or mentoring. All right? Mentoring is like babysitting, which some people need. Right? Coaching is empowering you to help you build your business. So it's accountability in no particular order. Accountability, strategy, creating a strategy, problem solving. It's simple. Okay. Coaching is different in that I'm not tasked to give you, I will help you lead you answer sort of thing. It's a little different, like therapy. You got to figure it out, but I can help you with that road, and I can keep you on. I can help you solve problems, and I can help you utilize different tools and resources like what I showed you today to help you scale your business. If anyone's interested, let me know. You can hit me up on Workplace. You can DM me. and we'll just set up a time to meet one-on-one for free, and we'll just talk, and we'll just figure out where you're at, what I can offer, and if it's right for you, or if or what I do as far as a coach is right for you, specific to you and your needs and your business. That's it. $29 a month. No big deal. All right. I know it's a big deal. Not a big deal at the end of the day. Questions, comments? Did you guys get any value out of today? Don't say yes just to be nice, because I'm going to curtail these sessions based off your training. You're not going to hurt my feelings. Trust me. Thumbs up, yes. Thumbs down, no. All right.
I thought it was good.
I hope this helped somehow. What this did was it kind of took a little bit of the mix for you with social. Right now, it's up to you to go and just do it, and I will do it with you. Right? If you go on the Hive Excel YouTube page, there's only 2 or 3 videos. In a couple of weeks, you're going to see a lot more videos. So I'm very committed to this as well. Cool. Guys, thank you so much. Have a wonderful weekend. Use Workplace. I want to get back into, chatting and questions, and it's there. I'll see you guys in 2 weeks, and have a wonderful weekend. Bye, everybody.
All right. Thanks, bud.
Bye, guys.